double that. I think I can do it without too much effort, through digitization and digitalization, through use of technology, through incentives, the right incentives to the staff, and that will release the pressure on national government, because we are collecting a lot more. Because Nairobi's biggest revenue collectors is land rates, parking, market cess. There are a couple of revenue lines with 6 revenue lines, and there's even a study done by the Commission for Revenue Allocation that says with 6 revenue lines, Nairobi can collect on its own, without help from the national government, 80 billion a year.
A year, okay.
I'm promising, I'm not even going to the 80 billion. I'm just
about 24 billion.
Because I'm very well trained to know under promise, over deliver.
So 24 billion. Now tell me something. We are doing 10 billion or 9 billion as per the last records. You are saying 24. So there's a difference about 14 billion. Which space, do you know which specific space or places this extra 14 billion, because that's more than double, will come from?
I think there's revenue space in building permits. There's revenue space in outdoor advertising. There's revenue space in parking. There's revenue space in land rates, especially land rates. There's revenue space. There's also revenue space in utilities such as water, if we can do better work with it. But I think around those places there's space. And Nairobi County has a very solid management team. To be honest, although we call them Kanjo, I have worked there and I know there's serious talent there. What they require is the oxygen of leadership, which is what I bring.
What you're saying, without necessarily adding anything to Nairobi County, just by better management, you'll be able to double the revenue that Nairobi is collecting now.
You know, Nairobi for the longest used to use a third party to collect their money. A third party company used to collect their money and then declare it to them. They didn't even know where it was going. The whole order to cash cycle of Nairobi is very poorly managed. Like when I say order to cash, I say the service to cash. From the time a citizen orders a service like garbage collection or parking or single business permit or licensing, to the time that cash is collected, that cycle has a lot of, it looks like the cheese that comes from Switzerland, Swiss cheese. You know, it has a lot of holes. There's a lot of leakage there. And the procure to pay cycle also has a lot of waste and holes. So those two holes, the procure to pay cycle and the service order to cash cycle, I'm going to concentrate on that. And then the human resource practices, the financial management practices. And that's why Nairobi County needs to be professionally run, not politically run. You need a politician who is a professional.
Are you a politician who's a professional? Do you consider yourself a politician?
I consider myself a professional first, and I'm also in politics now. So indeed, I'm a politician because I'm canvassing. Indeed, I'm a politician, but I will run the county professionally. That is the difference between me and what else is on offer. My competitors will run this county politically, but I will run this county professionally. And Nairobians are fed up of Mutembei and Vipinre and Sinemare, as we say in Nairobi.
The next question then,
you know, politics is, you dance, you need to. The governor of Nairobi must be in the office before 6 and must leave after 8. He must be first in, last out to get the job done. Pay attention, be present where work takes place, motivate, coach, control, be available to the citizens for consultations, be available to the Residents Association for consultation. This is not a place where, it's not like Parliament, where you go at 11, then take 2 hours break, and then come back at 3, and then go home.
But you know, as you say that, you must also remember and be alive to the fact that once you become a governor, you've got MCAs who then are entrusted with policy discussion, passing the law, discussing the budget, and all those things.
Oh yes.
How then do you balance? Assuming
thank you for bringing the point around MCAs. Member county MCAs, their work is oversight. You know, an egg has 3 parts: the yolk, which is where the heart of the DNA is. Yeah. Then the yolk is protected by an egg white. So the yolk is the executive. The egg white is really the MCAs, and the shell is the residents of Nairobi. Business association, residents associations, neighborhood association. I will bring to life the Urban and Cities Act, the Neighborhoods Act, We will bring, for instance, what does that mean, Manuel? Say you live in a neighborhood like